All right. Hey, everybody. Ow. That was my wife, and that was my child, and I'm going to disown all of them. Okay. We are here with Mark Poulton, writer of Graveyard Shift, Volumes 1, 2, Sea Dog, codenamed Kill Switch, the upcoming Viking Wolf, Loose Threads, Pizza Tree with his son Chase, who is also co-creator of characters in co-creator of Sea Dog, also creator of Slither and Bazooka Dog with Mark for USAssassin. We are here to talk about the launch of USAssassin, our book that has been many years in the making, and all the chaos in the background. That is my family. So yes,
I love it.
Yes, I feel like Mike Miller now. I have all my kids hanging off of me. All right. Anywho, so we're here. It's launch day. Super excited. Let me pull up the campaign real quick. And and I will share screen.
He likes it.
Da.
How have you been, Mike?
I've been good. How are you?
Good.
What is going on?
Real rainy day today. Not that great.
It's your birthday.
I got a hat on my hair. My hair got all flattened by the rain.
Mine too. Totally flat, man. Totally flat. Why is this not working? Come on. There we go. Oh, you can. All right.
There we go.
Can you see it?
Yep.
All right. There we go. We are $815 already raised. 17 backers. Sorry, I need to get my old man glasses on. Yeah, this is really awesome. I'm super excited that we finally get a launch after all this time.
Yeah, I mean, only 17 backers, but that's not bad considering like 2,500 people already have the book.
yeah, that's true. That's very true. But let's see. Scroll down here. We've got Oh, that's the baby in the background. But here's the description of the book. USAssassin, book 1, Old Habits. Former government super agent Joe Knight takes a job with a private security firm. Thinks his days of superheroics are far behind him. However, when a team of metahumans he is hired to train double-cross him and take his family hostage, he realizes old habits are hard to quit. This is 80 pages. This was there's the cover with awesome colors and special effects on it. Here's some of the pages that Andrew Dahlhaus of many books fame coloring. There's a cool piece that I really dig. Here are some of our stretch goals, if we can get to them. Trading card, 6x9 print, foil trading card, a crossover 6x9 print, and a special mystery award. If we sell out of everything, if we get to this, everybody gets this. $30 add-on is it's a head sketch by myself. There's a $100 hockey jersey add-on, which is very awesome and very cool. You can go around and you can have your name and number on the back, and on the front display the awesome USAssassin, the original logo for USAssassin, which is super awesome. It was Mark's idea to do like a throwback to the Batman logo, where it's got like the kind of silhouette of Batman, and all you see is the eyes, which is very awesome. There is the add-on. Huh?
I was going to say, it just didn't fit on a comic book well.
Yeah, no, it'd be like half the book. which would be easier for me on covers. I mean, but
Yeah.
hey. I do like the new logo. New logo is badass. Original page of artwork, $125 add-on. So there are a certain amount of pages that I picked out that I wanted to make sure got into fans' hands. They won't be boring pages. Every page that is selected has something of interest on it. We have splash pages that are available, which are awesome. And then we have 3 double page spreads. This is one of the double page spreads. And then there's another one that's similar, tons of action. And then there is a third one that is near the end of the book, which is super, super cool. And I envy the person that will get it. But yeah, I mean, it's really cool. Let's see if refreshing if that anything happens. Nope. All right. I wonder. We'll do the teaser trailer.
From Graveyard.
Can you hear that?
And co-creator
Yeah.
Mark Poulton
All right.
and artist Mike McMahon. When former government super agent Joe Knight takes a job with a private security firm, he thinks his days of superheroics are far behind him. However, when the team of metahumans he was hired to train double-cross him and take his family hostage, he realizes old habits are hard to quit. USAssassin.
Yeah, love it. That's awesome.
So last night we were on a stream, art and stuff, and we
Yeah.
were talking about our love of like 80s action films and canon films. So when I made that teaser, I tried to make like an 80s action film teaser with the voiceover,
in
tried
a
to
world.
yeah, make my voice a little tougher sounding, and
Yeah, that's awesome. It worked so good. I really dig it. I think it's super cool. Let me jump on YouTube real quick because I need to see if we have a chat going.
so I was thinking today, how long have we known each other, Mike?
Gosh, on the Liefeld boards, I joined in 2006, but I wasn't really active, I think, till like 2009. And gosh, I wonder.
I feel like you did a Coney pinup for me, and that's like how we started talking.
That one?
Yeah. Yep.
2010 was
Okay.
when this was finished. So it was 2009, 2010, and I had a buddy of mine, Tom Schledoran. I always ruin his last name. He inked it, and then but a local caricaturist in the Quad Cities, Bill Douglas. He colored it for me, and then this was actually a print that my dad bought for me at a show, and he had it professionally matted and framed, and I was like, thanks for the art, Jeans, and got the Coney Waves logo, and 2010 copywritten Mark Poulton at Arcana Studios, so I made sure I gave credit. That's how you do it the right way. But yeah, that was the first time because I was really digging the book, and I really loved the character and how it was different from what was out there, kind of it was almost like a cool TV show, but in comic book form, because you had this private eye who kind of had a little bit of a drinking problem and temper and whatever, and all this weird stuff would happen. So I thought that was really cool. And I think when I saw one of Marat's covers that he did for you, that really sealed the deal for me, because I'm a huge mark for Marat. I mean, I have a Deathstroke picture that he did for me, which if I would have been smart enough, I'd have been like, hey, can you draw USAssassin? No, I was not that smart. But I love it. And he's always been good to me, giving me some gigs from time to time. But yeah, it all started on the Liefeld boards. Started getting to know everybody. About 2009 is when I think I came back on. You, Terry, Sala, Sean, Aaron, Kanan White was on there. EJ Morgs was on there. Z, also known as Anthony George in real life. John Malin. There was so many people on that. Craig I'm going to ruin his last name.
Davina,
yeah. All those guys. Everybody was on there, and everybody was really cool. And we used to do podcasts, the Nerd Alert, and it was just really cool. It was really cool to see a bunch of guys kind of at the same level, hungry for creativity and making comics. And yeah, it was really cool. And then the 2011, I flew out to, well, I didn't fly out. I drove, because I'm an idiot, 17 hours straight, picked up John, and we did the Philly Con with you guys, and got to get to know you guys better. Got to meet a very, very young Chase Poulton. Got to meet Chrissy, and she didn't kick us out, so that was awesome. And got to see that you had a huge love of wrestling, which I love wrestling. By your display case of figures, which is probably quadrupled by now.
There's three of them now.
I think there was one when I was there last.
Yeah,
so it's been a while. But I actually have a couple of figures that are going to be headed your way that I've had in my collection that are just sitting collecting dust. But I think you would enjoy them. So, but yeah, my family's like, you guys are nerds. It's like, duh. So. Yeah, I think a lot of us all had same interest. Not just comics, but I don't know. I think a lot of personalities. That's the baby calling for the cat. I think a lot of us had the same kind of frame of mind and love of comics and stuff like that. And yeah. I think that's where it started. I'm sorry, I blanked out.
that's all right.
But yeah, it was, that convention was really cool. Got to see the first ash can of Graveyard Shift, which made me super devout fan for life. I've always loved John's art, but man, the stuff on Graveyard Shift was cool. It was a unique concept. I mean, yeah, it's Universal Monsters, kind of done like X-Men style, but I don't think we've ever seen it quite like that. It's always been very kind of Monster Squad-y, when you think about the Universal Monsters.
Yeah.
Here's Dracula, how he looked in 1930, and here's, sorry, my wife loves Bela Lugosi, so she's giving me the eyeball. She's like, don't you be talking smack. But it was nice to kind of do like a updated version of that and put cool twists in it with characters that are from the mythology, like Harker and Van Helsing, and giving those characters a twist. And I think you guys really struck gold, and I knew that from the beginning. So much so that John and I used to swap emails all the time, and he'd show me what he was working on, I'd show him what I was working on, because you and I were working on a book that I was incredibly pokey on. So my tardiness got it canceled. But we would always show each other artwork, and he'd always be like, what do you think of this? And I always thought it was cool that somebody that worked for Marvel was asking me if I thought it was cool. And I was like, that looks great to me. Very rarely would I be like, well, this looks a little weird. But yeah, I got to see all the different iterations of, because he had from, I don't know, 15 years to almost work on it, I guess, off and on, because he got hired by Rob right after you guys started that.
Yeah. I made the mistake of showing Rob Graveyard Shift.
That'll teach you.
And he flipped out over it. He thought it was awesome. And he was flying out to talk with Robert Kirkman about something, and it turned out he was talking with him about the Extreme relaunch.
Yeah.
And he said when he gets back, he's going to help me and John set it up at Image. But then while he was out there, he decided that John would be the perfect artist for Youngblood.
Yeah,
But
and he was. I
yeah,
mean, those
it
Youngblood
worked out
issues were
perfectly.
awesome.
It worked out perfectly because if Image had released Graveyard Shift, I don't think it would have been as big of a hit it is now. So yeah,
and it's huge. I mean, like I love the stuff he did on Youngblood. I think, I want to say it was like issues. It's one where they're in Vegas. That's like my favorite issue, and for some reason, his art was just like it hit that peak of super professional. Like, you can kind of see him getting used to it with the first issue that he did. But man, by that issue, it was like John knew who he was as an artist. And
is that when Rob started writing the book again? Because originally it was John McLaughlin from Black Swan was writing the book.
I think that was one of the last issues that guy did. And then it got really cool when Rob came back and the resurrection of Chapel and Troll being, a troll and messing everybody. I mean, it was just cool. It was like, I wish it would have kept going. I wish it would have found its audience again. Because there's been some iterations since then, and I don't think they really captured the heart of what Youngblood is from the 90s at least, and upgrading it. Just kind of became another comic with story and not a lot of excitement. When John was drawing it, there's tons of excitement. And then he went to do Thunderbolts, which was awesome because I loved his rendition of Winter Soldier. I thought that was badass, and I've always loved Thunderbolts from way back. And then he did Cable, which was really cool. And
I have so many old podcast files from when I did my podcast talking about our issues, where John and I would just like do behind the scenes commentary on the Youngblood issues. I'll have to dig them up. I'm sure people would probably get a kick out of.
Yeah, I think they're on iTunes. I think it's the Evangeline podcast, wasn't it?
Yeah, it started out as the Evangeline podcast, and then it switched over to once Evangeline was canceled, it switched over to talking about our issues, where I would just interview my friends. But after a while, it became hard to find people that would come on. So John and I would just talk about like Youngblood every week. It seemed like.
Yeah, I think I was on one or two of those.
Yeah, you did. You did one of the commentaries with us too. Yeah.
Yeah. Those were good times. I'm getting old. I just totally had a brain fart about what I was going to say. But, gosh, I can't remember.
Man, I think I may have had Rob on back when he launched Brigade.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
7 years.
Yeah.
Sadly. Yeah. I don't want to talk about that, but I got my refund. That's all I care. But yeah, he was really cool. Like when we would do our Nerd Alert, like he came on a couple times to those podcasts. Marat came on a couple times. I don't know if anybody else really came on, but it was, and then it wound up splitting because it was like Terry Sala did one, and then Tim Prowant and some other guys did a separate one. Yeah, Comic Boss, and they would do a show together like later in the week, and then it got kind of hard for everyone to kind of be on at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know we did one right after that PhillyCon. I know we did one because John could not wait to tell the story of how I stabbed Sean with keys. So he just had to. He's like, "Hurry up and tell the story. Get to where we're in Jersey." And I'm like, "All right." And I was like, "I know where you're going." Poor Sean. Nope. Don't touch that, baby. Yeah, that was
When did we start USAssassin? What, 3 years ago?
2016.
Okay.
I think it was 2016 because it
feel-
ended in it was finished I think in January of 2019
Yeah.
because that's when I
Yeah.
started the Graveyard Shift Supplemental.
I feel like you reached out to me and asked if I needed any pinups. And I was like, I don't need any pinups, but do you want to draw a book?
Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, I was super stoked because I was like, I had felt so bad for so long about letting you down about that first book we were going to do. And I was like, man, I'm never going to get a chance again. And then when you reached out, I was like, and then you're like, it's going to be like American Ninja. And I was like how John was like, you had me at the word monster. You had me at the words American Ninja. And I think it's been very cool about how, just talking back and forth, how it kind of built into what it is. And the addition of Chase's input and creativity. I mean, as soon as I saw Slither, that picture he did for you, I was just like, man, I want to draw that, and I'm going to draw it. Send Mark my version of it, and see if he'll put them in the book, because I think it was a cool concept and cool design, and I love drawing him. Continue to love to draw him. So
Yeah, he was like 6 years old when he created that character. He's always had great ideas. I think he was 3 when he came up with Pizza Tree. So the kid's a savant. He's going to be a big time creator.
Oh yeah, he'll be the next Jim Shooter.
Yeah.
Or he's like, what? Didn't he get like his first like professional gig at 14 or something like that?
I think he was 12 actually.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, he's got him beat.
Yeah.
He's got him beat. But yeah, he's been a great. It's fun because having Chase create characters and stuff, because you get that wide-eyed, youthful optimism of anything's possible kind of thing without even realizing it. Because you're young, you don't know about boundaries and stipulations and stuff like that, and you just create to create. And I think also having a dad that writes comics, kind of put him on that path towards creating something for comics, and that dude is stud, man. He's studying my book.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I feel like it just makes it more fun. Like we can make anything happen. Like, oh, you want to make a giant snake man with 3 snakes for a tongue?
Yep.
Sure, that's no problem. You want to make a psychotic robot that's a chef? We'll make him into something. Yeah.
And that was that. Oh yeah, I forgot. I guess I forgot that was another Chase creation. But yeah, that guy was Psycho Chef, man. He was a blast to put together, and hopefully I made him as scary on the paper as he was trying to convey in his drawing, because I was like, man, this is nuts. This is cool though, but it's like it gives you that unexpected, because who other than a child would come up with that? I mean, it's
For
it's just
anyone
unfiltered.
For anyone who's listening, Psycho Chef is a character that appears in Volume 2, and he's like part Leatherface, part robot, part chef. So, and a little bit of the darkness part of it, because he has these little goblins that help him in the kitchen.
Let's see if I can find. I can show like a picture of him, right?
Yeah.
That's safe. All right. Where is it? Oh, here we go. There we go.
Yeah.
And he's got like, oops. It's got like kind of like the Leatherface faces off to the side because he's got one stapled to his face. I made sure I tried to make him look like staples. He's got like these robotic limbs, blood splatter, and then he's got his little goblins showing up, giving our hero Joe. Oops, spoilers. He just got a new outfit. Sorry, but yeah, it was really cool because it what?
He's stood by me, just farts, and then just walks it, and then walks
Oh,
away.
kids, fun. Joy. But it's nice because the second volume has kind of different layers of tonally. It's different. It's got different layers. Like it starts off, kind of like a superhero version of like Taken, and then it turns into, it has a little bit of the horror aspect, like a creepy horror aspect with it, with a Psycho Chef, and then there's some flashbacks that definitely make you feel, at least, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
So much noise. But there's like
tons of like you can tell like what I was inspired by when you see those flashbacks. It's like American Ninja, Kickboxer. I mean, the one training montage is straight out of Kickboxer.
yeah, and it's real fun because it's to me, I was just, I think both you and I are big fans of the old Larry Hama, G.I. Joe, Snake Eye, Storm Shadow dichotomy, and the issues where you got to kind of see where they came from, and that's you get a little bit of a flavor of that with some of the flashbacks, but yeah, it's definitely it's cool, and I honestly I can't believe it. I'm done drawing volume 2. It's kind of weird to think it took less than a year to complete it, and I kind of feel like I still should be drawing it, but I should be drawing volume 3. So that's we need to get that one rolling, because as soon as volume 2's done, we could easily, if I can keep up the speed, we could easily roll from volume 2 to volume 3. It's very it's possible. I mean,
that's the thing for people who have volume 1 already, and for the people who want to get it, once this campaign's over, we'll probably just roll straight into volume 2 campaign, because all your artwork's done, and we're going to have our colorist probably start on it next month. So yeah, it should be, by the time the volume 2 campaign is done, the book should be done. It'll just have to go to the printer and get printed. So I think the way things worked out for us, it gave us, with the book not being released until it was like 100% done, it gave us so much time to like, I don't know, just have it so we can go one book after the other. I mean, the coronavirus sort of helped us, because delayed the delivery of USAssassin by I guess like a couple months. Yeah.
It also gave me some extra time at home, and that helped me button everything up, make sure everything was kind of how I wanted it, and then certain things that I had forgot on a certain character I was reminded of, so I went through and put those in and then rescanned them, and but yeah, it's I'm really excited for people to see that. It's really, really weird to be in this position right now, to be in a position where like I'm producing, I'm creating, it's real, it's so, to me, it's, I mean, you've got like an arsenal of books behind you. I have this in the Graveyard Chef Supplemental. So, I'm slowly growing my collection of my work, but it's just such a kick in the head, and how nice it looked. I mean, you guys put out all the stops to make it look just as good as, print wise and cover stock wise as the Graveyard Shift books, and it's just it's so cool. I never thought I would look so good. But yeah, that's
it was,
big
just-
props to you and John.
well, thank you. Just seeing the final PDF of USAssassin. I think like when the proof was coming into me, I was taking screenshots of like the cover and sending it to you, and it was just cool. I'm a big like geek about that stuff. Like I love to see how the back cover looks with its like little summary and stuff like that.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, he's using that image for it." Yeah, that's so cool.
No, yeah, that image, yeah, that's like the perfect back cover image. It's just such an awesome shot.
Yeah,
But-
that's my homage to my buddy Marat, who's always been he does a very similar. It even says after Marat, but he does a Deadpool shot that's very similar to this, and I was like, I'm gonna do my, homage or love to Marat, myself on this, and give him some shout out. We got Drawing Aces is on here. He says, "Bloop hail, guys, hail Drawing Aces. Thanks for being here. Share the link and get some more people in here." Yeah, we're talking about USAssassin Second Chance campaign launched today. We're already at, let's see, let me refresh it. We are at $955, 22 backers. So yeah, if you could, everybody out there, share the link and get people's eyes on it. If they want to come into the chat and talk to us, we'll be here. And
yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to Ryan Onorado. He's the one who did our pre-production, and he did like the cover, like credits page, and the inside back cover. And I just love the look of them. It like, especially like the inside back cover with like, it just looks like a little control panel of a like G.I. Joe headquarters or something.
Yeah, yeah, super cool. I loved all of it.
Yeah. I mean, and like you said, like G.I. Joe, the Larry Hammond G.I. Joe stuff, that's a big inspiration for us. And like, as the series goes on, we're going to start building our own like G.I. Joe team. The first issue, it's just like Joe and Bazooka Dog, and they're like our Snake Eyes and Timber.
Yeah.
And it'll just slowly expand. You'll see like, Joe's sensei who trained him, one of his buddies that he was in the military with. Actually, two of his buddies. One of them actually makes an appearance in Volume 1. And
but
then
you gotta buy it to find out who.
Yeah. So we're just having a lot of fun with this. It's like, I don't know. We say it all the times, but it's like everything we love just mashed together.
Yep. Yeah. It's so much fun. I think when comics are their best is when it's not. I mean, it's work. I wouldn't say it's a job, because a job kind of makes me think that you're doing something you don't want to do. You just kind of have to do it. But I think the work that we're doing is a labor of love. I think it's the love of everything we grew up on, put in a blender, and then we're just kind of putting it out there and putting our twist on it. And some stuff will resonate with people as to like, that kind of reminds me of something, or I know what they were inspired by. But it's still its own thing. And I think that's the great part about it is people take away different things from it, other than it just being a really great kick-ass story. Yeah.
So I didn't run this by you, but in the mail today, I got a package. One of the Indigogos I backed. I thought we could do a live unboxing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So this is from Atomic Elbow Comics. This is like a book that I've been looking forward to maybe the most out of all like the Comicsgate books. I won't say what it is until I have it opened. But they use the Gemini mailer, so it's going to turn out good. But it is Hero, Blood of the Patriots.
Nice.
Yeah, and I've been looking forward to this ever since I saw it. It's just, I don't know, I feel like it's the guys that make this probably like have all the same likes that we do.
Yeah.
But this looks awesome. On the back they have their fan art.
Sweet.
Yeah, we just got our first piece of fan art by Peter DeLuca, which I loved it. That'll be in volume 2. But I'm gonna just flip through this. Man, this looks amazing. The colors on this are really cool. Yeah, it's super violent. I love it.
Didn't he say it was kind of like like he was kind of inspired by like Universal Soldier a little bit?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. That sounds like it'd be right up my alley because I love that movie.
Yeah, I mean, it just looks awesome.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah, I can't wait to read this. And it came with a little postcard, it looks like. Go support Hero. So yeah, it's awesome.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm super excited about this. And this is from I know him as Macho Dan and Muttman. So it's Macho Dan Lucas and Jason Mutt Williams. So you guys did an awesome work, man. I'm super excited about this.
Yeah, it looks really great.
Man, that's like one of the things. Like, there's so much like top tier talent, but it's like the new guys that are putting stuff out that gets me excited. Like, Hero, Magic Cop, the guys that did Magic Cop. Just they're doing a campaign now for the Lost Pages, which looks like it's introducing a whole bunch of new characters. So it's a fun time. Yeah,
definitely the indie scene, especially the guys that we're interacting with and coming across on Twitter. That just the ideas are cool. It definitely, not that they're the same ideas, but it's like the same heart behind the ideas of the stuff we love from the 90s. It's taking chances. It's pushing boundaries. Nothing stupidly pushed, but like just more fun.
Yeah.
Less political nonsense and because
I think we all realized it was something was missing from the market, and it was like the stuff we grew up on and loved. So
fun.
Yeah. So we're bringing it back.
Yes, that's right. Bring back the extreme. Hopefully, if we get the blessing from anybody from the extreme crew, then we'll know we're on the right track. I know Dan Fraga has said he enjoyed. You posted something and he was like, "That's really cool." And,
I posted some of your artwork from volume 2, and I remember him saying it was great.
Yeah, I was like, oh, cool. Because I used to talk to him on Facebook quite a bit in private messenger about things that would pop up, and like when he started doing covers again for Rob for like Bloodstrike and stuff like that, and that first one he did where it's like all the characters coming back, I was just like, hey man, is there any way I could get like a JPEG of just the black and white art, because that looks cool? And he's like, don't share it to anybody, don't show it to anybody. And I was like, okay. So I printed one off, and I just every once in a while I take it out of the portfolio and I look at it, I'm just like, that's so cool, because he's really come so far artistically from where he was. Like the 90s stuff, it was very sharp and angular, and his stuff is so much more organic looking, but still has that kind of 90s energy to the line work. It's hard to explain, but it's really cool. I really dig Dan's progression as an artist.
Yeah, I've always loved Dan. Like Extreme Studio was my favorite, studio / publisher, and after Rob, Dan was like my favorite guy. And I think for a time, like when he was doing Kid Supreme, he was my favorite artist. Kid Supreme I can never say it enough. It was like one of my all-time favorite books. It only lasted like 3 or 4 issues, but it was like Ultimate Spider-Man before there was an Ultimate Spider-Man. It was just such a great book. I loved it so much. When I was doing Evangeline, I actually worked in a little cameo of Kid Supreme just because I loved it so much, and we drew him in this classic,
Nice.
uniform that Dan had him in. Yeah, so
with the big hair and
yeah, we
I
had him hitting on some Catholic schoolgirls. So
yeah, actually, that book was really cool because when I was starting to right out of college, there was a group of guys that we came together and we did this thing called Dark Side Studios. We had like a studio above like a place that sold hot dogs, and it was like $75 a month rent to stay there. But my buddy Art Chavez, who was our inker for the studio, brought in a bunch of Supreme stuff, and I was just like the Kid Supreme stuff. I was like, that's so cool. And there was there like a preview book that some of it was in pencil? I think so, because I remember there's like a picture of like Kid Supreme standing to the side, and he's kind of like, I don't know if he's like giving himself a thumbs up or whatever, but he's kind of like from the side, and I redrew that, and I was very proud of it. And then of course Art's girlfriend comes over and says, "That's not yours." I was like, well, it's not. I mean, I drew it, but it's not 100% me, because I just looked at that picture. I didn't trace it. I just looked at it and redrew it because I was really impressed with where he was going artistically. But yeah, that was some fun times too. And yeah, I mean, Marat's always been my guy. Dan's always been like my number 2 for the Extreme Studios. Carl Allstater, Q Unit will remain the book that inspired me to want to actually do my own comic. Because I just thought it was so cool and so out there, and it hit everything I wanted to do in a book. Sci-fi, that was kind of still kind of Star Warsy, but kind of X-Men at the time. And it was a bummer that issue 2 never came out, but it's like that cult classic that won't die.
yeah.
But yeah, all of those guys were really great, and Extreme Studios was great because it's not, as an artist, it's not a knock on them, but it was the only studio that I felt like I could go there and possibly learn and become one of them. Whereas like Top Cow and Wildstorm had like these really highly refined artists that were doing very, very, like Travis Charest and you got your Dave Finches and your Michael Turners, and I'm like, I'm never going to be close to that. But I felt more of a connection to the younger guys that were in Extreme, and it just kind of felt like, that company made it feel like I can make it. There's guys that have, their level of talent was higher than mine, but at the same time I could see like I can make that jump to where they're at, if I just keep working. And it was an attainable goal, as opposed to like looking at Travis Charest and going, I'm never going to get there. So
it's funny you say that, because in the 90s when I was getting my comics, the clerk who worked there, one week he just disappeared, and I was like, oh, what happened to so and so? And they said, oh, he got a job with Extreme Studio. That clerk, John Stinsman.
Really?
Yeah.
I loved his stuff. That's awesome.
So when I started doing Evangeline, John was kind of hard to find because he had sort of like dropped off the comic scene, but I tracked him down and I emailed him and I said, hey, I'm doing Evangeline. I used to shop at the comic shop you worked at. Is there any chance I could get a cover from you? And he was like, yeah. And for a while we became pretty good friends. We were going to do a book together, and then he just sort of dropped off the off the planet again.
Yeah, I think I found him back on it was when we were on the Liefeld board still, and I saw him on DeviantArt, and I saw the cover he was doing, so I posted it in the forum, and Rob got really pissed off because it wasn't supposed to be shown yet. And I was like, oh, sorry. I just thought it was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, He was great, man. Scarlet Crush, Lady Pendragon after that, and it was cool. Very cool. I enjoyed it a lot, and just meeting everybody else, and now we're here. You know, I mean, it's nothing happens overnight, kids. You know, it's networking, creating friendships, relationships, and you know, clicking with people. I mean, I just 99% of the time, whatever you write, I have a pretty solid idea of what it is you want, and you know, it's like when the supplemental stuff came up for Graveyard Shift. John was like, I was like, am I working with Mark? And he's like, do you want to work with Mark? I was like, well, I'd prefer to, because I'm, you know, I like the way you write, and I'm comfortable with the way you write, and I knew whatever you were going to do was going to be not cooler than everything else, but it's going to be more my wheelhouse, you know, because I feel like we do have a lot of, you know, our interests pretty close, and I think whatever you were going to put forth was going to be something I would very much enjoy drawing, other than just getting the chance to draw Graveyard Shift.
Yeah, and you got to draw like pretty much the first appearance of Graveyard Shift 3000, which is like the futuristic version of Graveyard Shift. No one's really mentioned them on Twitter yet. I'm surprised. I don't know. There's so many books. I don't even know if people have gotten to the stories, but
I know every time I see a picture on Twitter, it's like 15 books. It's like,
yeah,
oh, that's a lot of reading to do.
But it's funny for that team. Like John and I, we both had the same idea, and you know, we both, like, when we were talking about the upcoming stories and the future of the series, and he was like, we need to do like the modern day monsters, and I was like, I was thinking the same thing, and it's like Freddy, Chucky, Michael Myers, stuff like that. So yeah, so it was fun to do that story, and we'll see him more. Killer 99, I think, is like the breakout star of the team.
Yeah,
he's already got his own trading card.
Yeah, that's how you know you made it.
Yeah,
you your own trading card. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to stay on a whole lot longer. It is my wife's birthday. Right. So I was lucky to get to earlier with Joe on the Ott and Stuff show. And I know we needed to do one because this is launch day. So once again, excuse me, everybody go to Indiegogo. I will try to try to make sure I spread the oh, thanks, Drawing Aces. Looks great. Looking forward to reading it.
Thanks, Edwin.
We'll try to make sure I get the link out there every day. Sorry for people who follow me on Facebook or Twitter, but I'm going to just inundate you guys with the link to that campaign. So that way it's burned in your brain. So that way when Volume 2 comes out, you're like, I'm just going to get it now so that he'll stop bugging me. But yeah, anything else you want to talk about, Mark?
No, man. I just want to thank everyone for for all the support. Like the last 2 weeks, like seeing everyone get their Graveyard Shift books, their USAssassin books, and their Sea Dog books. You know, I've been on cloud 9. It's been so awesome, and like, you know, all these books behind me. This is like 18 months of work, and I think I've been more productive in those last 18 months than my entire career. And you know, I said before, I don't think I'll ever have a week where I'll have like 4, if you count the Volume 1 reprint with the new cover, 5 books coming out in the same week. Someone
Crazy.
Said, well, I wouldn't bet on that. And I was like, you know, you're right, because I got so many other things in the works. So you never know. But this has been the most fun time of my career. I'm looking forward to like doing more USAssassin. I mean, we have 5 volumes planned, so we'll be busy. And I can't wait for, you know, people to finish reading volume 1 and, you know, get volume 2 in their hands.
Yeah, get them excited, because I think the way we ended volume 1 definitely, at least to me, I think adding that kind of cameo at the end.
Yeah, no, that was smart. Yeah, John always told me with Graveyard Shift, we gotta hook them for the next volume. So yeah, so that I incorporated that, and you know, all the other issues end with lead into the next volume.
Yes, which the end of volume 2 had me super excited, but I gotta get going.
I'll let you get to your family.
Family needs me. Wife definitely needs me.
Yeah.
She's
Tell
like,
her happy birthday again.
Mark says happy birthday again. Thanks. But we'll definitely be doing this again sooner than later. And everybody go out, Indigogo, USAssassin, Old Habits. They do die hard. I think we're proof of that. Old Habits do die hard. You know, wanting to create comics, it's old habit. It ain't dead yet. So thank you everybody for coming on. Thank you, Edward, for coming into the chat. And I'll try to in the future give more lead time to when we do these shows, so people are more prepared than just, you know, I'm about to go to bed. Oh, there's a link for a video that I'm not going to be able to watch. But yeah, thank you everybody who has donated so far. Everybody who is going to, we really appreciate it. And best is yet to come. It's just a steamroller, man. It's going to be awesome. It's going to knock your socks off. That's all I can say.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
All right. See you guys later. Bye.